Meantime, Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team unveiled another indictment today. Alexander van der Zwaan, a Dutch lawyer who is the son-in-law of a Russian oligarch, was charged with lying to FBI investigators. Here he is walking into D.C. court today. Hi, Alexander. Van der Zwaan is connected to Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort. He also reportedly lied to the FBI about his interaction with Rick Gates, who served as Trump's deputy campaign manager and has reportedly agreed to testify against his old pal Manafort. So how does the Dutch lawyer fit into the Russia probe? Well, let's connect the pieces with the one and only Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst.
This is such a tepid charge that most prosecutors wouldn't take it. He forgot to remember something.
Yeah.
There are far more serious lies going on to the FBI, Mrs. Clinton, and to grand juries than this. But they do have him. He did agree to plead guilty. While he is pleading guilty, Richard Gates' lawyers are negotiating with Bob Mueller for a deal. As a result of the guilty plea, Bob Mueller now has the upper hand in that negotiation because this young man, the Dutch lawyer, was the lawyer for Gates and Manafort when they were doing what they did in the Ukraine, which forms the basis for the money laundering allegations against them.
Against them and the president?
No, I don't think this
all
involves...
seems like somewhat interesting in another sphere that's very distracting and gets us away from whatever our original target was supposed to be.
The money laundering charges against Manafort and Gates go back to 2014. They have nothing, as far as we can tell, to do with Donald Trump. But think about this. If Gates agrees to testify against Manafort and this young lawyer agrees to testify against Manafort, imagine your own lawyer testifying against you. So this is what the government does when they want to get you. Might Manafort...
What about attorney-client privilege?
He's destroyed the attorney-client privilege by pleading guilty to a crime. The attorney-client privilege does not cover the criminal activity of the attorney or the client. So the effort to pressure Manafort to plead guilty and say what he knows about Trump will go up exponentially.
Okay.
That's the way.
Do you think Manafort is going to do that?
Manafort has said many times, publicly and privately, no amount of pressure will get him to do that. But having his former lawyer and his former law partner testify against them may change his mind.
Well, what is the ultimate goal here? So let's say there is some connection with money laundering, as Bannon said in the Michael Wolff book.
Right.
They brought in Weissman to go after the money laundering. Let's say they find that. Let's say there's some really clear evidence. Can the president be charged?
There's two goals here. One is to justify the existence of Mueller's office. He has pretty much done that with the indictment that came out last Friday, even though none of those people will ever be tried.
Yeah.
And he can justify the existence of his office by indicting people like Manafort and Gates and this young Dutch lawyer for things that have nothing whatsoever to do with the campaign. Second goal may very well be to find out what, if anything, they know about Donald Trump. Money laundering, the stuff that was alleged by Chris Steele in the dossier, or obstruction of justice. I don't know that Manafort knows any of that. I don't know that he would cough it up if he did know it, but this is the standard operating procedure of federal prosecutors. You indict, you charge, you punish at the bottom of the totem pole, so they will go up and point fingers to people at the top. We all know who's at the top.
Yeah, we do. It just, it's a matter of whether or not these loosely connected figures and points all, create a ladder to the White House. I don't know that it does at this point, and if it doesn't, what a phenomenal waste of time.
Well, Mueller would say, look, I'm a federal prosecutor, and if I see crimes, my job is to prosecute them, even if they have nothing to do with my original charge.
Yeah.
And there is substantial legal authority for that.
Of course. But that's why you got to be careful when you appoint a special counsel.
But the downside is an unaccountable, unanswerable special counsel materially interfering with the president's ability to govern. When will this end? Kennedy, I don't think it's going to end this year. I think more of these indictments are going to come.
Wow, and it's only February.
And if they try Manafort, you're talking about a 3-month trial and it starts this summer, well, the country will be captivated on it.
All right, Judge, thank you so much for your time. Awesome to see you.